So when you get so that you're finished with your animation, first thing you want to do is go to File, Export Animation. Okay, right here. And you're going to export that animation. And you can save it whatever you want. You can save it wherever you want too, but my suggestion would be please put it somewhere you can find it. So I'm just going to put it on my desktop. And you want your movie to be in .mov format, which is the default. So just make sure it's that so that it will go easily into iMovie. And then you get to hit save. You want to make sure that your frame rate is appropriate for what your setting is. It should come up as the default. You can also adjust it here should you need to. We're going to leave it as animation. And we want this to be 100% so that it is a nice big animation frame. That way it'll fill the screen a little better. You can see this, even this is 500 by 700 pixels. So please make sure you put that at 100%. And then you can export. This will take a few minutes. So let it export, and then we'll show you what to do next when you bring it into iMovie. Okay, so the first thing you need to do once you export your video is you need to put it in the appropriate place. Here we have your Movies folder. In your Movies folder you have iMovie Events and iMovie Projects. Within your iMovie Events folder you need to create a Stykz animation folder. There's not one already there, you need to make it. So make a new folder, and then you can put your exported animation into that folder. Otherwise, iMovie doesn't know where to find it. Now, I put my exported.mov baton guy right here, and you want the .mov, not the .stykz, and I'm just going to stick that right up there. Okay. Now, after you do that, you can then open iMovie. This then allows iMovie to go through the iMovie events and create thumbnails for all of the video projects, see, generating thumbnails, that you have, including any new video footage you have available. Click later. Okay, so over here you will see that you have all those events folders, and there's my Stykz 2, and lo and behold, there's the Stykz animation. Now, I need a new project, because this one is for rotoscoping. My suggestion would be no theme, call your new project, right, your name and Stykz, and please make it standard because your screen for Stykz is standard, not widescreen. Your options here are more limited, so go with 30 frames per second. Do not add in anything. Create that new thing. Then what we're going to do is select all of this, oops, make sure it's highlighted, and grab the whole animation and plop it up here. Ta-da! Now, my other suggestion would be, so that you can see it frames a little better, this is your slider, right? This compresses it, this expands it. Now you can see a frame here for every second. So you'll still have a bunch of pictures in each frame. If you need to make it even more detailed, you can do that. This becomes important when you're adding audio and you want your audio to coincide with action that's on the screen. For example, perhaps you want it to have a noise when he catches it. Okay, that's an option. Okay, so now we have the animation in there. You need to add titles. Over here we have some options. There's your title. Okay. Whatever you would like. Say we want just a general centered title. We can snag that and drop it up at the beginning. Go up to the top of your movie. Drop it right in there. And, oh, let's go with underwater or something. Whatever you like. Then you can type in your title. Right? And your name. Great. Fantastic. The other thing that we want to do is we don't want this to go, if we play this from your title directly into that, it goes really abruptly. Not really what we had in mind. So we need something in here. Let's have that have a transition, and I'm going to have it fade to black, and I want the video to fade to black, right? The intro thing. And 0.4 seconds is still really fast. I can click on this for transition adjustments, and I can make this go much longer. I can have it go 2 seconds fade to black. So watch what happens with this. Happens, fade to black, and then it comes in. Check that out. Very nice, eh? Okay. Now, that's your intro, your dissolve or fade to black into the animation itself. You are going to want a similar title stuck at the back where you add credits for anything that you have that's Creative Commons licensed for audio or any other credits you may have. So that goes at the end. And again, the fade to black is a nice transition to that. Now we want to add some audio. You have some options. Over here with music, we have ambience, Foley, jingles. You can have a little music track going on underneath. There are some machine noises, sci-fi sports, any number of things. So those would be my suggestion for what to use. On the other hand, if you have, for example, Foley, I do believe we have footsteps. We can put some footsteps here. Now, when you drop this in, you do not want to see a big green background like that. That. You want it to go instead behind part of your audio, like this. Now, we don't need footsteps for all of that, but the footstep is a longer recording. So, if you grab an end and then scoot it up, you can have footsteps only for as far as you need them. Like about there. So now when we play, right, we have a couple of footsteps. And in fact, we can slide this way and move this a little bit longer so we can maybe get another set of footsteps in there. It's going to start sooner. Let's start back here. There we go. Okay, so those kinds of things. Make it match up with the pacing in your animation. Now let's say, for example, we had a noise. Let's go, there's not much that goes with that. But back up, move forward. Okay, maybe we wanted to have something catching the baton right about there. We have the option of making an audio recording. So here we go. We have the microphone, and we can record something. When you click that up, built-in input, input volume, looking good. You can see the audio here. You can reduce the noise reduction a little bit, particularly if there's background noise. You really want to be somewhere quiet for this. I wouldn't worry about voice enhancement, not a problem. And you do not want to play the audio for the project while you're doing this. So, no problem. Good to go. Click a clip where you want the voiceover to begin, and we will start a little before. Do this. All right, that was not loud enough. We need to start over. So we hit the select it, hit the delete button, and we do it again. I'm going to make this a little bit louder so we can hear it, but let's try this. Okay, go back, hit the microphone, click a clip where we want it to begin. Right. So now, no problem. And then you can edit down the rest of this and just pull it back to wherever it needs to be. We need to click off of the microphone. No problem. And then we can edit that. Now, you might need that sound again. So we should have some options with that. But anyway, that gives you the general gist of it in terms of making some audio, using some audio. You can put, if you don't want just silence in the background, you could also then put some additional jingles in the background, like... Alright, that was a little weird. Oh, that's kind of fun. Alright. You may want to put your music track starting with your intro, so you have it under the credits. Now, here's the trick. Listen to this. You can't hear the footsteps anymore. So what you need to do is go to the one you want to be louder, do the drop down here, and get audio adjustments. Then select ducking to reduce the volume of other tracks and bring this down to about 10, and you should be all set. Okay, now let's try that. So now you can have your audio levels a little bit better balanced. You can also have it fade out entirely and just go to sound effects, but that's entirely up to you. So that's the idea for what you're doing. When you are done with this, you're going to then share, export using QuickTime, and again, save it as a .mov in your movies folder. And this is a fine size. It'll work just fine. So go ahead and just save that, and it'll export that, and you can give me that .mov file in class. So hopefully that will work for you, and if you have any questions, go ahead and send me an email. We'll go from there.